Right, so quick video about 110 Conibear Trap, more commonly known in the UK as a BMI Magnum body grip trap. And this is the 110. In the UK we're allowed to use 110s, 55s and 116s. Now, so far as I can remember, because the 55s are narrower. So the 55s we can use for mice and rats. A 110 we can use for mice, rats, squirrels. I think at the minute stoats and weasels, but you may have to just double check this, but definitely squirrels. And then the 116 we're allowed to use for all the same as I said before, so rats, mice, squirrels, possibly stoats and weasels, and mink and rabbits. So I suppose if you wanted to catch everything in the UK legally, it'd probably be better to get a 116 or a 110, because your 55 is legally only allowed to be able to catch rats and mice. So obviously the higher the number, the more things you'll be able to catch with it. It's a body grip trap, as most of you will probably know, and this brand is BMI. And so far as I know, this is the only ones you can actually get in the UK as BMI, so far as I know. I think you could probably import them from other places, but approved spring traps, or these types, I think BMI might be the only one. Don't quote me on that, you know, you can look on the approved spring trap list and see, but when I look online anywhere about buying these, the only ones I ever come across is the BMI ones, because I think they've been tested and they're the right strength to kill and all that. And because there's other traps you can buy, I'm not sure the brand, but you can buy a tube type trap, and the ones we get in England have to be stronger than the ones you can get in other countries, and they may even have to be modified when they get here, you know, by a proper firm or whatever, to be strong enough and then tested. So you could potentially buy a tube trap from another country and then actually be illegal to use over here. The main thing with these in the UK is, unlike the US, that we have to use these in a box or a cage. So you set it wherever you like, whatever, but it's got to be, have a box over it or a cage over it, or you can get special boxes what they fit into. But even saying that, there's still loads of different setups that I've seen for these. Squirrel boxes where it's on the side of the tree, so the trap is like, you know, that in a box, you know, one's on the ground, one's in all sorts of different ones. I'll show you how to set it in a minute. Most people probably know how to set them anyway. So basically, this is your trigger, these two wires. Now a few people have recommended to me that I cut these two off, these two bottom pieces, cut them off and then just spread these out. Well, I may do that, but I may not yet. So that's your trigger, and then this is what you call the dog, this part, and it's got 3 different settings. And it's supposed to be, I can't remember which end is which, but one is supposed to be really sensitive, not so sensitive, and the middle one is obviously mid-range. But they say, I think if you have it on this one, the trap goes off stronger. If you have it on this one, the trap isn't so strong, but it sets off easier or harder. And unlike the Americans, I noticed you've got trapping seasons and that. In the UK, we don't have trapping seasons. You can pretty much trap anytime you want, whenever you want. Hunting seasons and that is different, but trapping just seems to be whenever you want. I was going to say wherever you want, but to some extent, if you know what I mean. But I think that's because mainly in the UK, people trap for pest control. You know, you could probably still do, you can still, you know, trap animals, skin them, eat them, and sell the furs if you've got customers. But it's not such a big thing as America. It's more pest control, really. Oh, and the other thing I noticed with ours, I don't know if these are fitted as an aftermarket thing, but a couple of my American friends said to me they noticed I've got a safety on mine. Well, this is how they come in the UK, with a safety on them. So whether BMI puts these on for the UK market, I don't know. But they all come with the safety catch on them already. And obviously your chain for your stake. Now, if I can think of anything else to tell you about this in a minute, I will. But I'll set it and show you setting it. Now, I actually prefer these to fen traps. To me, they actually do seem safer to set than a fen trap. You know, other people might argue that, but me personally. Right, now, I'm not sure how this technique is actually going to work outside, but this is the technique I'm using. Right-handed. Actually, I found I could do it pretty easily with my left hand as well, but perhaps I've got a stronger grip on my left hand. I never realised it. Maybe not. I'll try it this way around. So, a lot of people say, you know, do this, you know, with the trigger a certain way, whatever. But I suppose just do what's ever comfortable. Try and get these lined up a bit. Because you can always just turn it around afterwards. So gripping and squeezing these and then pulling these apart like this. Something's getting stuck. Right, and you can hold them quite easily and then get a good grip on it and get your safety catch on. That's probably why people say do it this way round, because then your safety's on top. But if you've got a stronger hand than the other, you're going to have to do it the other way. So I've got it that far, safety catch is on. You've got to watch this the entire time, your safety catch. Make sure you keep it on. Right, safety catch is still on. I'm going to pull it up a bit to make sure the safety catch stays there. I'm looking, making sure the safety catch is on. Then put your hand over there, they say, because then you can grip the spring if anything happens. And essentially, that is it set. And I'll get something. I'll see if I can get something to set this off in a second. Safety catch is still on. Don't forget to take that off when you're going to set the, when you're actually going to set it. Don't forget to take it off. Just moved it down here, and I've got this tinfoil tube, so it's not too hard smashing down on the bars, if you know what I mean. It will squash this, so it doesn't damage the trap at all. So take the safety off, and then I've got this one set in the middle, and apparently these BMIs will go off any way you touch it. So if you're going to do this, keep your hands well back. To get whatever whatever's in it, to get it out, you've got to squeeze these again and pull it out. So that's the 110 Conibear, or more commonly known in the UK as BMI Magnum body grip trap. For my American friends, we can't use things like leg holds or anything. That's completely out of the question. Leg holds we can't, but mainly killing traps or live catch traps, that's alright. That's, good to go. Use it when you want. No trapping seasons, none of that. Just you trap all year round. There's a few other kind of body grip and killing traps, but so far, in my opinion, this is one of the best, and this is one of the most popular traps in America, I've heard. I've probably left loads of important stuff out, like I always do. I forget and I remember later. Got any questions, just ask. I know a couple of links, you can have a look at for UK relevant laws. So like I said, we can use this, but it has to be in a box. So you can't just set it up the same setups as they do in the US. But you could potentially do most of the same setups, but you then have to put a cage or a box over the top of it. So I've set them up trees. In America they just a couple of nails and just stand it in a tree like that. We can do that, but it's going to have to be in an enclosed box or a cage. Some people prefer using boxes because they don't want people to see the trap or see the animal caught in it, and people nicking it and all that. So, but obviously if you had private property it didn't matter. You could put it up and just put a cage what you could see over it and stuff like that. So I may modify the trigger, maybe cut these off a bit. That's what everyone seems to be recommending. And I'll definitely do some videos of doing sets as well, and we'll build a box or a cage and everything. Right, so cheers for watching, and I'll see you later.